All right, we want to find the value of a land property that you bought for $4,000 at a simple interest rate of 15% for 5 years. Now, we're talking about investment in this case, and land has always been one investment that people have been using for like centuries, and it has been, bringing some nice dividend, meaning that good investment throughout the years, okay? So we have a problem here, and then let's see how we deal with it, okay? So we have a formula here which is A equals to P times, times 1 plus R times T. So inside the parentheses we have 1 plus R times T. So the first thing we want to know is, what does A mean? What does P mean? What does R mean? What does T mean? Okay, so in this case again, we invested $4,000 in the land property, and then for a simple interest rate of 15% per year for 5 years. How much is the land going to be valued after 5 years? That's what we're trying to figure it out. Okay, so let's go at it. So now A is what? A is the amount that we're looking for. P is the principal. That means 4,000 that we invested. R is the rate to which the property is growing, which is 15% in this case. And then T, which is the time that it's going to take for us to account for it, which is 5 years in this case. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So then let's go and then work it out. So A is going to be equal to what? So what is our P here? Our P here is $4,000. And then we're multiplying that by 1 plus R, which is the rate. The rate is 15%. So what can we do with the rate here? So with the rate, which is 15%, we can get it to be 0.15. All right, because 15% means per cent. That means divided by 100. So that means 15 divided by 100, which is 0.15. But for those also who want to do it quickly, because it's per cent 100, so you can move the decimal place. This is a whole number. You can move the decimal place twice to the left, and then you have your decimal point there. Okay, so we're going to have a lot of reminder when it comes to how we deal with decimals and things like that as well. So tuning. So now we have rate, which is what? Which is 0.15 times the time, which is what? 5 years. Okay? So this is what we have to solve for. So we're actually applying the order of operations here, the PEMDAS rule or the BODMAS rule. That's what we're applying here. So what do we have to do? We have to go inside the parentheses first. So we go inside the parentheses first. So we have $4,000 here. And then what do we have to do? We have to do multiplication before we do the addition. So we have to multiply 0.15 by 5. So some of you guys are going to use your calculator, but I don't actually advise you to use calculator for these kinds of problems. Just do on your own, take a scrap paper, work it out. 5 times 0.15, that will give us 0.75. Okay, so we have 0.75. Now we can add, okay, order of operations. Get back to our videos where we did it, okay, the order of operation, the PEMDAS rule or the BODMAS rule. So you guys are going to get it there. So what is 1 plus 0.75? It is then equal to 1.75. All right, so you see guys, we guys going strategically, okay? So taking our time, going one at a time. So now we can multiply the 4,000 by 1.75. And then 4 times 1.75 also. You guys still can do it on your own using scrap paper, just do it. Or of course you can use a calculator if you don't have time. But then when you do that, you end up with $7,000. So the amount is $7,000. That's the worth of your land 5 years after that. This is a good your investment right there. So if you're going to sell, or if you're going to make it as a real estate where you can build on it and things like that, so you got to think about that. We're going to have a lot of these problems so that we can see you know what's happening here. Okay, so 7,000, that's not bad. That's the value of it. We're going to have also other problems where we can see how much is the spread, how much is the difference. So 7,000 minus 4,000, which is 3,000, but we're going to see it later on. Okay.